The sun's yellowish-orange rays glowed down onto the town of Yokewood City. A pleasant summer day, to say the least, and everything was in the motions. A middle-aged man was hawking his canine. The kids were running energetically around the park as if they overdosed on McDonald's Sprite. And in a certain community park, two teenage friends, a green alien named Nathaniel Allen Dimitri Outvader, let's just call him Alan, and a gray fat feline who shall be called Billy Chubbs, were relishing their summer to the fullest. It seemed homogeneous to think that nothing was out of the mundane, right? Oh, well, dear readers, what I'm about to tell you may perplex you, but those two teenagers would seal the fate of their little town and all of humanity as we know it. But very soon enough, we'll get to all that. Today was Wednesday, which was Alan's favorite weekday. For what purport? Because his father is a frog, and as a frog, it is a component of a frog's DNA to relish Wednesday. So today, Alan called his friend Billy to come outside with him and enjoy life for once, before the rigorous suffering and haplessness that was high school flooded back to haunt and engulf them in what seemed akin to a never-ending misery. However, as they were strolling through the park, they started having an argument that got more intense as it continued.
So, in conclusion,
Alan verbally expressed,
I think we can speak for all of us when I verbally express that soup is indeed a drink.
Billy cringed at this verbalization and responded, Dude, beverages are betokened to be saccharine and Arabic. If it savors my taste buds, I ain't freaking eating that garbage. In case you haven't noticed, these kids were designated to be friends because they are both imbeciles. As the conversation got more heated, onlooking civilians dumbfoundedly and consistently and visually examined them and heedfully perceived their sublimely astute conversation. An old geezer even remarked about this and verbally expressed,
Frickin' Fortnite gamers and their 1,000 Reddit gold. Blah. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Rick and Morty. I mean, that soup is a drink.
Alan continued. High IQ? Bruh, I literally have an A+ in Geometry Accelerated. Alan, said Billy. Alan knew there was a reason behind Billy's quote-unquote big brain encephalon geniusness.
You sure you didn't just look up all the answers in the teacher's edition?
Alan exclaimed, just as Billy was about to lamentably forfend himself. He saw something lurking amidst the green, silky grass abaft his green, three-eyed friend. It was faintly visible, but visible nonetheless. By more proximate examination, it was revealed to be a figure, a miniature, brownish-green figure, with three shiny, blood-red ocular perceivers and a slimy pitchfork for a tongue, ribbiting and croaking in a perpetual pattern, like as if it was some kind of broken-up wind-up toy. Oh, and did I mention that it was a frog? Yeah, no, wasn't that obvious? Billy persistently canvassed it in awe and disbelief, wondering if it was just a surreal hallucination caused by the fiery glare of the sultry inferno-blazing summer sun. But this was no artifice or hallucination. Alan, what's that thing over there? Alan looked behind where he was standing and optically discerned the exact same figure, standing still and staring lifelessly back at him. Alan then perceived the frog-like figure and shouted, Hey, that's my summer neighbor. He hibernates throughout the whole school year and only wakes up during summer. His name is Fred Peterson or something, I don't know. Billy stared in disbelief, as if he was feeling he was snapping more and more into insanity by the minute. However, just as Alan was about to greet his neighbor after what seemed homogeneous to many centuries, he then hesitated for a moment as he was contemplating the life decision he was about to make. "No," Alan whispered. What do you mean, no? I thought you were excited to see your Frago Neighborino. Frago Neighbo. Billy? Alan said firmly. Please, don't ever say Frago Neighbo ever again. And I just remembered that the last time that I did something like this, I yelled at him to respond, but nothing seemed to work, so I poked at him, which made him really upset, so upset that he, however, just before he could culminate what he was about to say, Billy endeavored to motion Alan's frog neighbor to verbalize with Alan. "Come on, little Freddy Froggy, do something! No one is that introverted," said the dim-witted feline as he commenced to poke Fred the Frog perpetually over and over and over again, which in retrospect was one of the most astronomically immense mistakes they have ever made in their entire existence. "Billy, why did you do that?" Alan shouted in a panicking tone, as if he was about to die of adrenaline. Right then and there. "Wait, I wasn't supposed to do that?" Billy queried, just as Alan was about to let him have it. It was suddenly stopped by a shaking sound. It was faintly audible, but it gradually became louder and louder. When they looked back on the ground, they visually perceived that Fred was shaking. His expression, which was once calm and bored, now adorned an angry-looking face. His skin started to melt the dancing grass into burning flames, turning redder than a rash caused by a mosquito bite. His body commenced growing more immensely colossal and wider, as if he was becoming equivalent to French toast being baked and rising inside a fiery oven. He grew more and more until he was the size of both Alan and Billy. And then, just as the two friends were about to speak, he punched them right in the groins. The two friends moaned as the beast started to scream, an ear-piercing scream across the vast Yokewood city. He let out his menacing war cry. Oh, I felt that. Fred started to run rampant on his way to the center of Yokewood City, downtown Dimes Square. And with his uncontrollable anger, a rumbling sensation started to overflow the demonic frog's mucus-covered stomach. He started to eat some grass and flies at a rapid pace that made Sonic the Hedgehog look like a snail. But it wasn't enough for him. As Alan and Billy would only stare in fear and shock, the frog grew in mighty proportions with everything he ate in his path. "Holy moly, cheese and macaroni, this is what I feared was going to happen," Alan said. You should have poked him, because if you hadn't, They looked at the damage that was already coming into fruition. Holy crap. Crap. Oh God. Oh no. It's even worse than last time. Billy, after hearing this, felt a rigorous amount of guilt flow through his bloodstreams and fat tissue. He screamed, "Oh God, oh man, oh God, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh God!" Fred was endeavoring to make his way to wreak havoc across downtown Dimes Square, to ravage and devour everything in optical discernment. But he got sorta exhausted from hopping and running to his destination. It seemed hopeless on Fred's part until he spotted an automobile-like figure lurking across the valley. On the car was his exasperating millennial chameleon influencer, Sammy. You know, the ones that post the picture of themselves endeavoring to look captivating and make that their wallpaper. The nerve. The red-eyed frog got a sinister plan on his mind.
Hey, drive the baby convertible here, you camouflaging fart!
The dumb chameleon saw his neighbor shouting out his unorthodox request at her and said, OMG, this'll get me like so much clout on Insta, you Twitch talk too, but like OMG.
She drove to his area when suddenly, dance to this, ya Charlie D'Amelio wannabe! Smash! The rock that Fred threw her car window landed on Sammy's bulging chameleon eyes, causing her to go unconscious. Oh yeah, you just committed attempted homicide, the baby convertible joyfully exclaimed. Time to finish the job, Johnny. Then, like any abnormally large but cute froggo, Fred revved up the car and ran over Sammy 100 times, committing vehicular manslaughter in the process. Let's go! You committed freaking vehicular manslaughter! Sammy is dead, you sick frog! The convertible said with such conviction and joy that a soulless robot can have. Nice! Now take me to downtown Dime Square, or you'll be next, said Fred. Alan and Billy tried to keep up with Fred to stop his murderous rampage, running as fast as they can run. While they were speeding to their merry way, Alan tried to catch his insane neighbor's attention. Fred, stop being so difficult! All he did was poke you, and this is what causes you to become Jason Voorhees in the form of an amphibian? You really need some anger management, my dude. Fred stopped the car and started to drive in reverse. Billy said, Alan, I think we should run! However, just before the cat could finish and catch his breath, the convertible hit him right on his lard-covered belly, causing him to be forcefully thrown backwards. Billy, are you okay? Alan said in worriment over his friend's condition. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks to all this trusty fat I've accumulated over the years from eating away all my problems instead of solving them. Oh, thank God. Oh, and speaking of solving problems, Alan said, we should stop this dilemma that you caused. Irritated, Alan swiftly picked up Billy as Billy himself thought of a solution. As they pondered, a group of mysterious cars passed them and made their way to, well, you know what. Hey yo, we made it to your destination. Let's go, said the baby convertible. Congratulations, your purpose has been fulfilled. Time to die, said Fred. Good thing I never had a soul to begin with. Let's go. Bang. Nothing personal, just business. Hunger business. Alan and Billy arrived at a shady-looking shed right next to the local Burger Prime Minister restaurant. They figured that this could be their only hope. Knock, knock, Alan said while knocking at the door. Comedy gold, am I right? Who's there? said an ominous voice lurking inside the small house. Alan and Billy, said the both of them. Alan and Billy, just let us in, Billy interrupted. Back in the city, the beast started to eat everything and everyone in its sight. He ate a little boy, a Labrador Retriever, a guy's last jar of hopes and dreams, and James Corden. Boy, mate, you can't eat me. I'm everyone's favorite fat British suck comedian, James Corden. I always hated James Corden. With every toy store, laundromat, and morbidly obese street gangsters he consumed, he got abnormally larger than humanly possible, until he was the size of Godzilla.
Everywhere he went, he'd make a huge amount of property damage, and people would run around in circles trying to wake up from this surreal nightmare. But it was real. It wasn't a nightmare. As Fred was enjoying a snack of flaming hot jalapeno poppers, the mysterious group of cars previously mentioned arrived on the scene.
This is the Internal Revenue Service. We have you surrounded, Mr. Peterson. You have been committing tax evasion since last August, and now you have crossed the line by damaging the beautiful Times Square. You're under arrest, you slimy amphibious scum.
However, there was one thing that the IRS did not count on, which was Fred, who accumulated an ability to breathe fire thanks to the intense spiciness of the peppers. He started to sprout raging inferno all over every single IRS agent, cooking them and burning them into a barbecue crisp that Fred can indulge his lubricated mouth into. Tastes like chicken. Meanwhile, back in the shed, Alan and Billy discussed with the ominous voice in detail what they did and how they need to stop Fred.
I'd say you two are quite in a pickle,
the ominous voice remarked.
You know, I played a lot of retro video games in my time, so I've been prepared for something like a frog apocalypse to happen in the future. All you have to do is beat the villain to find its weakness. And no, it's not the balls, or the, you know what. If that don't work, attack the heart instead. Oh, in case you need some weapons to help on your battle, I guess.
The figure threw some laser guns at the two teenage friends, along with some cheese and mayo for a snack.
Thanks, but please give the mayo back to Billy. I'm allergic to mayo,
Alan said.
Anytime, partner.
As the two left the shed, Billy then said, "See, Alan, this is why you should always save random phone numbers onto your phone, even though they'll mostly scam you." Alan then proceeded to break the fourth wall and sarcastically told Billy, "Wow, you're such a great influence on the younger kids reading this. Although I doubt anyone will read this absolute joke of a story." Well, amen to that, Alan. Amen to that. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. And so they arrived at the scene of the disaster. The moment that was, I guess, waiting for them their whole lives. The duel between two teenagers and one poofy frog boy. "Why, hello there, old friend," Fred said. "It's time to end this," Alan said. "Once and for all," said Billy. The battle was extremely intense, with many losses along the way. Fred used his fire-breathing ability to burn every gun they had into ash and bone. Alan managed to tear off one of the prongs from the frog's pitchfork-shaped tongue. However, the torn-off prong landed on Billy, which crushed him in his slimy saliva.
"He's too powerful!"
Alan moaned. As the fight went on, the frog would become stronger and stronger with every trick Alan and Billy tried on Fred, falling flat on their faces. Not even attacking his heart would work, surprisingly enough. "It's over," said Billy. "I'm sorry, Alan. I caused all of this. None of this would have happened if I didn't even notice that frog. Well, time to eat some mayo to soothe the pain." "That's it!" Alan exclaimed. "What, now you realize eating solves all your problems?" Billy said. No, the mayo. Maybe he's allergic to it, considering that I'm part frog. Maybe it's part of a frog's DNA to hate mayo. On that note, spread onto the cheese." Billy did what was told by Alan as he conducted the last laugh to this ordeal. "Hey, Fred!"
What is it? Mere mortal,"
shouted the beast.
"Well, you won. There's no doubt about that. You can take over the world if you want. Everyone is now officially at your service. And to start with your tyrannous tyrannical dictatorship, I offer you this ranch-flavored cheese," said Alan. Oh boy, my favorite! Fred grabbed the delicacy from Alan's hands and consumed it whole like a constipated rattlesnake. Hey, wait a minute, this isn't The explosion echoed across the town, creating a sonic boom that shattered everything in its path. It was so ear-deafening that you could create a black hole out of it. Once that had ended, through all the rubble and smoke, laid and unconscious, three-eyed frog shrunken to its normal size. He then let out his last words before defeat. "Mayonnaise is kryptonite." As the little frog was taken away by the police, Alan and Billy rejoiced and danced, knowing that they saved their town from extinction. "We did it! We did it! We did it!" they both said with the giddiness of two girls after getting candy. "Not so fast, sons," said a police officer. "You're going to jail for a month for being one of the causes for this mass destruction. Can you at least give us a free pass since we stopped the frog?" said Alan. The police officer, after hearing this, started to laugh. Normal laughing at first, but then it turned more and more into insane laughter. The two teenagers, not knowing what to make of this, started laughing awkwardly as they were handcuffed and ridden away in the police car. As they were being transferred, they at least had a sense of comfort, knowing that they learned an extremely valuable lesson: to not touch random things they find in the middle of the street, whether friend or foe. But in the end, these two will go back to their dim-witted ways in the rise of the next sun. For as you see, this is just your typical day in the town of Yokewood City. The